Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Peter Shea, and the subject that I chose for our Contemporary Beliefs project is raising young children in marriage. And I have 4 kids of my own from the age of 4 to 12, so this is a project that really hits close to home for me. So I'm going to start with the findings that I gathered from the interviews that I did. And for these interviews, I got together with married couples who either have young children currently or at one point had young children. And based off of the interviews that I did, the general consensus is that raising young children in marriage is difficult and exhausting, but also exciting and wonderful at the same time. They felt that it was important for kids to have parents that are married. They said that the hardest part about marriage was staying connected, that the focus shifts from the marriage to parenthood. And it's important to stay closely connected with the spouse. And they strongly believe that marriage should be the first priority rather than the kids. They said the best part about marriage while raising young children was being unified, the feeling you get as a couple when you are in total agreement and there is that sense of, yes, this is what we want at the same time and in the same way. They said the hardest thing about raising young children in marriage was differing parenting styles, which can come back to the spouse's emotional heritage and communication styles and expectations. Just like we read in chapter 9 of Emotional Intelligence, there are 2 emotional realities in a couple, his and hers, and that goes for both marriage and parenting styles. They said the best part about raising young children in marriage is when the kids are growing and making decisions, good decisions, based off of the teaching of both parents. So next, I went online and did a Google search for raising young children in marriage, and I checked out the first 2 search results and also a news site. And I thought it was interesting that the first 2 search results, the first one was titled, Happy Parents, Happy Kids. The second one was titled, Have Children? Here's How Kids Ruin Your Romantic Relationship. So I thought that was kind of funny. I also pulled up a CNN article, and throughout all of these, there were a few consistent messages. They reiterated that marriage changes when children are introduced to the family, that marriages often suffer when raising young children. But having a happy marriage also leads to happier kids, and they focused mainly on time management, that they focused less on communication styles and managing conflicts and empathy, about properly communicating and receiving the emotional bids that Dr. Gottman was talking about in his book. And lastly, I went out and I rented a season of a recent sitcom called Modern Family that I had never seen before. And judging from the first couple of episodes, what I observed was that the fathers were portrayed as inept and kind of clueless with the kids and clueless with the marriage. They did show love, even though that he was clueless, they still attempted to communicate their love for both their kids and their spouses. The mothers were portrayed as like crazy and overbearing and overprotective. And again, it was made clear that they were overprotective in a loving way, not trying to control the kids, but to protect them. The young children in the show seem to be only slightly influenced by their parents. They seem to view the parents as more annoying and frustrating with kind of little regard to their feelings or showing little respect. And just for fun, I went out and I rented an older sitcom, the Brady Bunch TV show, which I didn't actually watch growing up. So I watched a couple of the first episodes there, and there was quite a difference between the 2 shows. That in this show, the fathers were portrayed as capable and in control, being able to handle situations with wisdom while also showing love. The mothers were portrayed as composed, concerned about both the kids and the husband, but communicating rather than overreacting, and also doing it in love. The young children seemed to be highly influenced by their parents and also showing them respect. The biggest surprise to me was how the kids showed their concern for their parents' emotional state, that they noticed when the parents were upset, and then the kids made decisions that they believed would make their parents happy, all with a good attitude. So in summary, if this was all the evidence I had on my chosen topic, I would say the primary beliefs about this issue in contemporary culture are that the relationship in the marriage changes, that generally it is agreed that the marriage relationship itself becomes much more difficult with competing time and energy commitments. that communication is critical, not only about parenting, but also about the marriage between the couple. And that making the marriage a top priority is number one. From the articles that I read to the people that I spoke with, it seems like having a healthy marriage will increase the happiness of the child as well as increase the effectiveness of the parenting. And some of my personal observations, specifically between media versus real people, is that they do agree in some basic aspects, such as time together and trying to communicate. However, media misses some key aspects, that it's not just time together or communicating that are important. It's also how you communicate. It's the quality of the communication. It's empathy. It's having a shared foundation and a shared worldview and shared goals. Finally, things are changing. There's been a shift in culture, and we need to be aware of that and prepared for that going forward. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.